Hey everyone! Welcome back to Lili and Ethan Live, your favorite space for analyzing everyday topics. Today, we have a subject that is literally setting search engines and social media on fire: artificial intelligence and its real impact on our brains.
That's right, Lily. Hey, everyone! If you've opened the internet over the past few months, you've probably noticed that the million-dollar question is no longer whether AI will take our jobs, but whether it's making us mentally lazy.
Exactly. The debate is heating up. On one side, we have people using AI assistants to draft emails, plan vacations, summarize massive articles, and even build weekly meal plans. It's an absolute miracle of efficiency.
Sure, but on the other hand, there's a huge group of experts warning us about cognitive atrophy. In other words, if the machine thinks, summarizes, and creates for you, what is your brain actually doing all day long?
That's a super valid question, Ethan. Think about it this way. When calculators first came out, people thought nobody would ever learn basic math again. And even though we still use calculators today, the ability to reason numerically remains essential.
True, but there's a key difference here. A calculator solves numbers. Generative AI drafts your thoughts, analyzes arguments, and even suggests how to respond to your boss during a tense moment. You aren't just delegating a calculation, you're delegating your own judgment. Good point. In fact, I recently read a study about the phenomenon of working memory. When we know information can be generated or searched for in 3 seconds on a screen, our brain simply decides not to store the data.
We've become experts at searching, but terrible at retaining. It's like having a supercharged external hard drive, but the RAM memory inside our head is empty most of the time.
But let's put things into perspective. Don't you use AI tools in your day-to-day life, Ethan? Let me guess. Last week, you used an assistant to polish the tone of a presentation, right?
Guilty as charged, and I won't deny it. It saved me at least 2 hours of tedious work. What worries me isn't using the tool, it's absolute dependency. There are people who can no longer structure a single paragraph without asking a prompt on a screen for help.
You hit the nail right on the head. The difference between using technology as a co-pilot versus using it as autopilot. If you keep your hands on the wheel and only use AI to accelerate repetitive processes, you gain high-value free time.
But if you let go of the wheel and let the tool choose the direction, the tone, and the conclusions for you, that's where you lose your original voice. And honestly, in today's professional world, your unique perspective is the only thing that truly sets you apart.
I love that concept. And speaking of productivity, what about rest? In theory, these tools save us hours of work so that we can have more free time, right? But are we actually resting more?
Not at all. What ends up happening is the famous time paradox. You save 2 hours on a task, but instead of taking a break or going for a walk, the system, or even you yourself, demand that those 2 free hours be filled with 3 new tasks.
It's an infinite loop. We produce faster, so we're expected to deliver higher quantities. The pace of work doesn't slow down. On the contrary, it accelerates because the bar for measuring output is set so much higher now.
Exactly. That's why we see so many people completely exhausted, despite having the most advanced technological tools in human history. The fatigue isn't physical anymore. It's cognitive fatigue from information overload and constant decision-making.
In other words, exercise your critical thinking first, and then use the tool to polish, structure, or automate, never the other way around.
Precisely. If you ask AI for the solution first, you bias your brain toward a standardized response. If you think first, you bring the human spark and original creativity.
Plus, there's something indispensable: human empathy and connection. An algorithm can generate a perfect letter, but it can't feel the emotions of the reader, nor can it grasp the subtle cultural nuances within a team.
100% agreed.
At the end of the day, machines are incredible at processing patterns, but terrible at understanding intuition, irony, and the true meaning of the human experience.
I love that takeaway. Artificial intelligence should be an amplifier of our talent, never a substitute for our thinking. Great closing thought, Lily. And to our listeners practicing this shadowing episode, which side are you on? Do you feel technology is making you smarter or lazier? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and remember to practice reading out loud for this shadowing session. We'll see you in day 28.
Take care, everyone, and keep training that brain. Bye-bye.
But wait, Lily, hold on a second before we wrap up. There's another side to this whole AI discussion that we completely glossed over, and it's actually disturbing.
What do you mean, Ethan? What did we miss?
Critical thinking and critical reading. Think about it. When people use search engines, they usually scan through 3, 4, or 5 different websites. They compare sources, check who wrote the article, and naturally filter out obvious bias or misinformation.
Right. Your brain naturally cross-examines the information when you see multiple options on a screen.
Exactly. But when you ask an AI model a question, it gives you one single confident answer. It doesn't show you its sources unless you ask for them, and it delivers that answer with absolute certainty, even when it's completely wrong or hallucinating facts.
Wow, that is a huge point. We are training a whole generation of users to accept the first answer they receive without questioning the source or looking for a second opinion. It completely destroys healthy skepticism.
Bingo! And what happens when people stop questioning what they read? They become ridiculously easy to manipulate. If an algorithm summarizes a news story with a subtle bias, millions of people will digest that bias as absolute truth without ever reading the original report.
That's terrifying, honestly. So if we want to protect our minds, we don't just need to control how much we use AI for writing, we also need to actively double-check the information it gives us.
100%. Treat AI like a brilliant, highly enthusiastic intern. They're super fast, they can generate tons of ideas, but you always need to proofread their work and verify their facts before you publish anything or make a decision based on their output.
I love that metaphor. Treat it like an eager intern, not the CEO of your brain.
Exactly. Keep your authority, hold on to your critical thinking, and never stop asking questions.
Now that is the complete picture. Practice this extra section out loud, focus on that energetic delivery, and we'll catch you all tomorrow for day 28.
Keep pushing, keep practicing, and see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.